Just imagine the heights we would attain as a nation if economic and financial crimes become a thing of the past in Nigeria. Just imagine the bliss we will live in terms of economic boost if crimes like money laundering, cybercrime and forgery, among others, are minimized in our society. All these crimes are setting us back as a nation. We have to say no to economic and financial crimes to have a corrupt-free Nigeria. Let's join hands with the EFCC in its crusade to rid Nigeria of economic and financial crimes. Great to have you stay with us again on another episode of The Eagle. My name is Aisha Muhammad.
Fellow Naja, I throw a salute. My name na Abdurrashid Bawa. Na me be Oga for this our commission, where would they call Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. I want to invite una, make una follow me, make us kill this monster that is bedeviling our country, corruption, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. I swear say, when everything dey all right, our country go dey, light go dey, our future go dey bright, and last we go dey all right for this country. Together, we go make Nigeria better.
Executive Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Abdurrashid Bawa, has called for practical attitudinal change and collective actions as preventive tools in the fight against economic and financial crimes. Bawa made this call while delivering a keynote address at the Chatham House African Program Conference themed towards collective action on corruption in Nigeria, linking evidence and practice in support of attitudinal change. Ojochokutami Eche tells us more.
According to the EFCC boss, behavioral and social norms are the drivers to daily response to issues which collectively impact society either positively or otherwise. He admitted that issues of economic and financial crimes have caused reputational damage to Nigeria and Nigerians across the world, but acknowledged the bold, decisive and far-reaching efforts of the government in breaking the strongholds of the crimes in the land. Bawa advocated a multiple-pronged approach to solving the corruption problem, pointing out that the EFCC has always employed such a mechanism in addressing the menace of economic and financial crimes. He stated that the EFCC is conscious of its mandate and the need to adopt multiple approaches in its fight against economic and financial crimes and all forms of corruption, stressing that these approaches revolve around the brick-and-mortar surveillance, investigation and prosecution processes and mechanisms that center on attitudinal and behavioral changes that can serve as preventive tools in the fight against this malice. Another approach the EFCC's boss advocated is the use of social media to push for more vigorous citizen engagement in the fight against corruption.
Economic and financial crimes and indeed corruption are issues that have caused reputational damage to our dear country Nigeria and Nigerians worldwide. The current administration of President Muhammad Buhari came into power with one of its core objectives to fight the menace of corruption and change the narrative that reputed Nigeria as one of the most corrupt countries in Africa. This audacious task of government is exhibited a clear political will to deal with the issues promptly, to show its understanding of the problem. The government came up with the mantra, if we don't kill corruption, corruption will kill us.
Highlighting the success of the EFCC in previous years, Bawa added that the Commission set yet another record of convictions in 2021, where it recorded 2,220 convictions, representing a 127.5% improvement over the 2029 record. The 2021 conviction record represents a 98.49% success rate in prosecution, as the Commission lost only 34 cases during this period. He further urged Nigerians to push for accountability of the anti-corruption agencies by demanding for more appropriate countermeasures and taking an active interest in the affairs of even the agencies themselves, using the whistleblowing policy of the Nigerian government. The conference paraded a cream of accomplished professionals, including Managing Director, Ethics, Risk and Resilience, and Director, African Program, Chatham House, Dr. Alex Vines, Provost, Anti-Corruption Academy of Nigeria, ACAN, Professor Olatunde Babawale, and Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka, among others. Ojochukutami Eche for The Eagle.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has charged operators of designated non-financial business and professions DNFBPs in Port Harcourt and environs to exhibit professionalism and carry out due diligence in the discharge of their responsibilities to customers. Zonal Commander EFCC Port Harcourt Zonal Command Nwaneka Nwokike made the appeal in a welcome address to participants of a sensitization workshop tagged "The Role of DNFBPs in the AML-CFT Regime of Nigeria," organized by the Special Control Unit Against Money Laundering SCOMO in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Golden Onwura has the details.
The Zonal Commander EFCC Port Harcourt Zonal Command, Nwaneka Nwokike, advised the operators to be professional in carrying out their duties as well as their responsibilities to customers. One of the speakers at the event, Director SCOMO, Daniel Isei, assured the DNFBPs that the new Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022 and the Terrorism Prevention Prohibition Act 2022 were meant to strengthen the regulatory environment for their businesses to thrive as long as they abide by the provisions of the laws. He urged them to always conduct due diligence on their customers before consummating any transaction.
List of designated persons and entities. So that list, as an NGO, you are supposed to have access to it. To know if this particular donor agency has ever been blacklisted for terrorist financing. So that list must be used by the NGO to be sure that this money that is coming in is not coming in from somebody that's interested in funding terrorism. Because it might sound to be very good, very innocent, commendable, and send you money. Thereafter, they will begin to detect to you how those money should be expended, who should get it, areas you should spend that money on. The end beneficiaries might be those that will carry out the terrorist activity.
In the same vein, a senior compliance officer with SCOMO, Ibinabo Mary Amakri, tasked the DNFBPs to partner with the Commission in tackling money laundering and terrorist financing in Nigeria. She stressed that no economy can grow where the cankerworm of money laundering has eaten deep into the fabrics of the people of the country. Amakri harped on the need for DNFBPs to maintain a comprehensive record of their customers and report any suspicious transaction to SCOMO. She informed the participants that the new money laundering law makes provisions for penalties for several infractions, including failure by DNFBPs to appoint compliance officers or train new staff. Head SCOMO, Port Harcourt Zonal Command, Sunji Audu, also took the participants on the role and powers of SCOMO in the implementation of the AML-CFT measures in the DNFBPs. He advised them to avoid being used for money laundering and terrorism financing activities.
Simply put, when it comes to money laundering and terrorist financing prevention, KYC and CDD are the steps and procedures taken to properly identify the customer/clients of the DNFBP. So what they are just trying to say is these are the steps you take to identify your customer. Yesterday we talked about risk-based assessment. What I'm going to handle today is how you are going to get KYC and do CDD so you can properly identify your customers, and put them in the proper risk-based spectrum.
Present at the sensitization were car dealers, hotel owners, estate surveyors and valuers, real estate developers, estate agents, accountants and auditors, dealers in jewelry and non-governmental organizations, among others.
Omagbayaji, Amusashi Mbefeche Venya, Mima Dabo, Shiwi Ntukotu Ngbebibo, Ishari Yaje, Eitinyo Kwenkola Nwea Ntukotu Ngbebibo, Azuko Manaite Lelong, Noasinsin Manaite Lelong, Nyaji Ajen Zain Ajin, Agbaibedai Bachige, Shiwon Gbain Tami Kwanukuchun, Osa Inyaye Yaye Gbedo, Ibami, Yasunkun Ngbebiye Kwen. Mladnyaji Ntu na Yuezoko Bedo, Nkwabbe Betu Bejin.
Fresh facts have emerged on how former suspended Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmed Idris, compromised the Treasury Single Account TSA, Government Integrated Financial Management Information System, GIVMIS, Integrated Payroll and Personal Information System, IPIS, and catered away billions of naira belonging to the government. Idris and his co-defendant, Godfrey Olusegun Akindele, Mohammed Kudu Usman, are standing trial in a 109 billion naira fraud before Justice A.O. Adeyemi Ajayi of the Federal Capital Territory High Court, FCT Maitama, Abuja. Ojo Chukutami Eche tells us more on this.
At the resumed trial of the case, the Chief Investigative Officer of the case and Prosecution Witness 1, PW1, CSE Hayatu Suleiman Ahmed, while being led in evidence by the prosecuting counsel, Rotimi Jacobs SAN, told the court that investigations by the EFCC showed that Idris, while in office, compromised key units under his care like the TSA, GIFMIS, and IPPIS that led to loss of funds by the government. Idris allegedly used the funds in constructing properties like the Gezawa Exchange Limited, Gezawa Integrated Farms, and Kano City Mall. Ahmed stated that the EFCC had to invite several individuals who had transactions with the Gezawa Commodity and Exchange Limited and found one Beta Ibrahim Kura of BI Kura Ibrahim, a bureau de change operator based in Kano. Beta was invited and he voluntarily wrote a statement claiming he made several payments like 208 million naira into Gezawa Commodity Market with Jaiz Bank. The witness further told the court that Ibrahim also admitted to have paid the sum of 866 million naira to one architect Mustafa Mukhtar of Mask Construction Limited for the construction of Gezawa Commodity Markets. Ahmed said investigation showed that Ibrahim received United States dollars from the first defendant, and it was also found that agitation from the 9 oil-producing states regarding derivation of the excess crude account was tabled before the Federal Account Allocation Committee, FAC, and the committee came up with a figure of about $2.2 billion as what was due to the 9 oil-producing states. This amount was to be deducted over a 60-month period on quarterly basis. The witness further told the court that 11.5% of this figure, amounting to 44.7 billion naira, was put aside as payments to some public officials to facilitate payments to the oil-producing states. The witness also stated that after the determination of the committee, some companies, Akindele & Co., a company owned by the second defendant, Godfrey Olusegun Akindele, was presented under the guise of consultancy. Ahmed said until recently, the second defendant, Akindele, was a staff in the office of the AGF and technical assistant to the first defendant. Investigation revealed that $84.39 billion was paid into Akindele's bank accounts, and another transaction occurred on February 12, 2021, with 21 billion naira paid into his account. Ahmed further revealed that aside the payment of money that was made on February 12, 2021, other payments were made on May 6, 2021, and between July 28, 2021 and November 5, 2021, amounting to 94.39 billion naira. Ahmed further told the court that funds were shared to some groups, including the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, RMAFC, represented by one of its commissioners, Peace Akomas, former Deputy Governor of Abia State, who allegedly collected 18.8 billion naira. He said the money was withdrawn by Akindele and converted to US dollars and handed over to Akomas. The second group is the AGF group, and it got a total sum of 18.01 billion naira. The third group, the Commissioners of Finance in the 9 oil-producing states, received 21.4 billion naira. The money was withdrawn by Akindele, converted to US dollars, and handed over to Akomas on behalf of the group. The fourth group is called the Yari Group. This group received 17.15 billion naira. The entirety of the sum was transferred to the account of Fimex Professional Services on the instruction of the representative of this group, former Zamfara State Governor Abdulaziz Yari. The remaining 8.9 billion naira was retained by the second defendant. Furthermore, 4.29 billion naira was converted to US dollars by Akindele as appreciation for the consultancy contract, and the balance of 4.6 billion naira was given to Akindele. Ahmed confirmed to the court that all his disclosures were confirmed by the defendants in writing in their statements admitting to have collected all the monies. Also, properties purchased with the funds by the first and third defendants were traced to various locations in Abuja, Kano, and Minna, Niger State. Earlier, Justice Ajayi admitted the defendants to bail on the terms earlier granted by the EFCC. One of the bail conditions is that the defendants should not leave the jurisdiction of the court without the court's permission, their passports deposited with the court's registrar, and in no circumstance should any of the defendants apply for an alternative passport, as doing so will revoke the bail terms. They should also depose to an affidavit to adhere to all the bail conditions. In the EFCC's bail conditions, Idris was granted bail in the sum of 18 billion naira and 2 sureties. One of the sureties should be a permanent secretary and the other a director in the Federal Civil Service with bond of 100 million naira each. Akindele was admitted to bail in the sum of 20 billion naira and 2 sureties who must be directors in the Federal Civil Service. As for Usman, he was granted bail in the sum of 200 million naira and 2 directors in like sum. The judge thereafter adjourned the matter to August 10 and 11, 2022 for continuation of trial. Ojo Chokutami Eche, reporting for The Eagle.
Many people see government money as a community good, one which everyone can disembalm and do whatever they like with any day, any time. But EFCC says no. You cannot inflate prices or cost of goods and services just because you have an opportunity to do so. Neither can you embezzle government funds meant for social amenities and expect no repercussions. EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime, and the hands of the law will catch up with you. So please do the right thing and stand for integrity. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has returned a sum of 3.7 million recovered from fraudsters to a victim, 72-year-old MS Judith Edo, who is based in the United Kingdom. Making the presentation in Benin, Edo State, the Zonal Commander Usman Mokhtar said the Commission will continue to discharge its duties professionally, ensure that fraudsters are brought to book and victims of fraud are restituted where possible. Golden Onwura has the details on this.
A draft of 2 million naira was presented to John Owanowo, brother to Edewo. The commission had earlier presented a draft of 1.7 million naira to the victim. The zonal commander, who was represented by head Bank Fraud Section Usman Zakari, said the commission will not rest on its oars in its efforts to rid the society of fraudsters. Wanowo commended the commission for bringing Soko to his sister.
One of the things I noticed that the work done by the team, by the commission was tactical. So they were able to give details of. In fact, I was telling somebody this afternoon. I said, I don't think Nigeria could, if we understand what is going on in this EFCC, you will just give them your problem and you will be rest assured that they will solve it for you. So I think it's gradually, the image of Nigeria is gradually coming up gradually with all these things. Now imagine she being in UK, she can easily preach the gospel that Nigeria is working.
Edewo was defrauded after she joined a religious group which claimed it was into charity through social media. She was later hoodwinked into sending money for a non-existent investment scheme. The retiree said she was pressured to borrow £4,000 to add to the £1,000 she had saved, which she sent to the fake charity.
I am the lady that those boys scam £5,000 in London. My name is Judith, and I am here to say I'm very, very grateful for the group of EFCC that recovered my money for me. I really appreciated what you have done. You have really done marvelously, and may the good God bless you, give you peace, long life, and prosperity in whatever you do. Whatever you touch will be blessed. I appreciate you all, and God bless you.
Investigation revealed that the fraudster, who presented herself as a prophetess in order to defraud Edewo, turned out to be a man. He has confessed to the crime and will be arraigned in court soon. Golden Onwura, reporting for the Eagle.
Next on the program is Conviction Update with Abbas Abubakar Umar.
Thank you, Aisha. The Russian writer Leo Tolstoy said, and I quote, "Since corrupt people unite amongst themselves to constitute a force, then honest people must do the same." The EFCC, through investigation and prosecution, has given hope to the average Nigerian in its determined fight against economic and financial crimes. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, from July 24 to 29, 2022, secured a total of 40 convictions from the 14 zonal commands and the headquarters. The Kano Zonal Command came first on the list with 11 convictions, while the Ibadan Zonal Command came second with 10 convictions within the week under review. The Lagos and Port Harcourt Zonal Commands of the Commission both secured 4 convictions, while the headquarters and the Gombe Commands of the EFCC have 3 convictions each. The Abuja, Benin, Maiduguri, Sokoto and Ilorin zonal commands each have 1 convictions. As stated earlier, a total of 40 convictions were recorded by the EFCC from July 24 to 29, 2022. One of the notable convictions by the Commission was the conviction and sentencing of one Al-Amin Idris on Tuesday, July 26, 2022. The defendant was first arraigned by the Maiduguri Zonal Command of the Commission on Monday, January 31, 2022, before Justice Aisha Kumalia of the Borno State High Court on a 1-count charge. He pleaded not guilty to the charge, but midway he pleaded guilty to an amended 1-count charge. Hence, he was convicted and sentenced to 6 months imprisonment for cheating to the tune of 4 million naira. Investigations by the EFCC after a petition received alleged that the convict obtained 4 million naira over purported sale of a non-existent plot of land. The EFCC urges all citizens to join hands in this fight, and together we shall all kill corruption. As it is said in an anonymous quote, your ignorance on economic and financial crimes is their power. Back to you, Aisha.
This is a scam alert. Investing your resources today for a better tomorrow is what everyone prays for. But as you do, the EFCC wants to sound this note of caution. Be careful whom you give your money to invest for you. Scammers are on the loose in every part of the country in these hard times. Everyday men and women are defrauded by those they trust, who use all forms of devious means in the name of investing platforms. Be careful what type of investment scheme you subscribe to. And if you're falling into the hands of any investment scammer or suspect anyone of being involved in investment scam, please report to the EFCC immediately. Before we end the program, just a reminder for you to join EFCC's virtual town hall meeting, the EFCC Connect. EFCC Connect is an online program designed to engender close interface and collaboration with Nigerian public, provide answers and clarifications to issues, sensitize and educate them on the war against economic and financial crimes using the social media platforms. This Wednesday on the EFCC Connect, the topic of discussion is spreading the anti-corruption gospel. Join the conversation on our Twitter space at official EFCC at 6 p.m. for this and more. And that's it on the program. Here is a reminder that you can send an email to info@efcc.gov.ng and speak to our officers on 0809 3322644 and follow us on all our social media platforms at official EFCC. If you see fraud happening, use the EFCC mobile app, the Eagle Eye. Download the app, follow the steps and report fraud on the go. You can also take pictures of corrupt practices and upload them. My name is Aisha Muhammad, leaving you with this parting words that says, moral authority comes from following universal and timeless principles like honesty, integrity, and treating people with respect. Goodbye. God bless Nigeria. Please do stay safe, be kind to yourself and to others, and do enjoy the rest of the week.